Okay.
You know I'm a man of I love gifts. What's good inside fighting? We're live on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Adam just told me he might have a little surprise for me come Saturday. Ooh, I'm excited.
Oh,
Here we are. We're live on Instagram. What's good? Oh, that might be the surprise. It's in the box. What's in the box, Adam? What's in the box?
Oh.
Oh, he's not telling. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Insider Betting with your boy, Cody Talks IF, Cody Guschlack, and my boy, Adam Fishkin, where we go over the card on Saturday, giving you guys our best picks and predictions, what locks we're putting in for this card. But UFC Montreal, UFC 315, pay-per-view, Belal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, getting right into the prelims here. We got Navio Sterling versus Ivon Urslon. Big fight for Navio Sterling coming off of his UFC debut. He got a win in that performance. Didn't look like he had the power that I thought he was going to have training at CKB with those dogs. He's Carlos Ulberg's main training partner. So he's pretty much a clone of this kickboxing style. If Ivon doesn't take him down, it's going to be a problem. Navio's going to be kicking up his leg, keeping that distance, landing the more effective strikes. I think Navio is a good pick here. He's a big favorite. I'm leaning towards him as my pick as well. I believe in him. I want to see him go up into the rankings. Hopefully he puts on a performance. Maybe he can land a knockout and we could see that power, but I'm excited for this one to start off the prelims.
Yes, sir. I think wait.
Just to start, we got a comment on Instagram saying, I got to say I'm not excited for one fight on this card, which is crazy because this is a pay-per-view. So this is supposed to be the stacked lineup, the fighters that you know, you love. But, I mean, I'm excited for these fights. I'm going to be watching this entire card. Are you excited for some of these fights? I mean, I am. Even this one I'm excited for.
There's definitely some good fights on this card. I made a note to bring this up later when we covered the main event, but I'll bring it up now because this shit's funny as fuck in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying Belal Muhammad is the most boring champion in the UFC and nobody wants to watch him, but the numbers are saying that. I was looking at tickets for UFC 315 earlier this morning because who knows, maybe we go. I know it's pretty last minute, but probably not going to happen. Anyway, I was looking.
Yeah.
Look at all these dots, bro. Half the stadium is not sold.
No, I was looking at the exact same post, bro. It's wild to see.
Which is pretty crazy. I've never seen that before. But anyway, no, some big fights coming up. There are some decent ones. Obviously, the main event's not too exciting, but this fight is. You mentioned that Navajo Sterling trains with Carlos Paredes. I think you meant Israel Adesanya.
Oh, Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, okay. That's his main training partner is Carlos Ulberg in CKB.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this should be a bit of an exciting fight. Like both of these guys are heavy on the striking. Ivon Urslon is coming into this fight. He lost his UFC debut, but he's got 14 wins and 10 of them are knockouts. So he definitely got some power. Navajo kind of coming into the UFC, the question was going to be not his striking because we were pretty confident that he's going to do good there, but it was more so his grappling game. He was taken down 3 times in the last fight. He did defend 6 takedowns though, so I'm not too concerned about that. Also, Ivon doesn't look like he's too heavy on the ground game either. But yeah, I got Navajo. The real Gibbs, what's up, my guys? Nice to see you again, brother.
Let's go, Gibbs.
Always nice to see
I mean, both
back.
These guys are fucking massive human beings. Like these are like sculpted. I don't want to glaze too hard, but these guys are literally like sculpted human beings. Like they are big boys. This is going to be standing and banging. I believe one of them's got to drop, got to fall. And I'm just leaning towards the hype of Navio Sterling. I mean, Vegas is agreeing with it. He's on the win streak.
Yeah, 3-1 favorite here.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good pick. This one, though.
Yeah, Modestas Bukauskas versus Ion Kuteleba. Honestly, I haven't kept up with either of these fighters too much. They're both coming off of wins. Modestas is 4-1 in the UFC. He's 4 in his last 5 on a 2-fight win streak. Ion is on a 2-fight win streak as well, coming off of a win against Ibo Aslan. I think this fight's going to be a banger from what I'm seeing everywhere. I think it's going to be heavy striking. From what I'm seeing online, it sounds like the more it goes, the more it favors Modestas potentially. But I think this will just be a fun fight. I don't really got a pick for this one, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have seen both of these fighters fight. They both fought on the UFC Seattle card. Modestas opening up that card with an insane first round knockout over somebody who's not a bum at all, by no means. Modestas doesn't have the skills that I think Ion Cutelaba has. Cutelaba also got a finish on this card by submission. I think if Cutelaba wants to take this fight to the ground, I think he can and will do that. Modestas got cut by the UFC and actually got to fight in Cage Warriors for 2 fights and then came back to the UFC after he lost to like Khalil Roundtree and some other bigger name guys. But since coming back, he's looked like a completely new fighter on this new resurgence. And man, I mean, he got that knockout in the first round, did a backflip, walked out that arena and just turned the whole atmosphere up. And since then, he kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. On that fight card, there was like knockout after knockout after knockout since his performance. So, I mean, I like both of these fighters. It seems like every time I go against Ion Cutelaba, he does have a huge performance. I never really liked him because of his face-offs. He would always get in the face and like overstep and like yell in their face or push and shove his opponent. So I didn't like the like disrespect that he would do in such a like highly respectable sport. He didn't really show the class that other fighters shown, but I'm starting to like it. That was the old me. I'm starting to like it. They're both even numbers on this one. I'm taking Ion Cutelaba, and I don't think this one goes to the decision. I don't think this one goes to the bell. I think if you're betting this fight, bet under 2.5, bet under 1.5. And I like Ion Cutelaba by finish, sub or knockout. I think Modestas could put himself in some questionable positions. If he's pushing forward, could get counter-striked. So he leads with his chin out a little bit. Not the best defense. We've seen him get pieced up before. We've seen him get knocked to the ground before. So give me Ion in this one. I feel good about it.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that pick at all. Sam in the chat was saying Seattle was awesome. One of the best fight cards I've been to. Cody's been hyping it up since he went. So
my first UFC card I've ever been to in my life. Absolute banger, man. I'm so happy I got to see that one. Fucking finish after finish. Gene Silva, Ricky Simone. So many banger fights on that card. And then we got to run into Anthony Hernandez after at the club as well. So many good moments from that card, man. Just incredible.
Yeah. Cody actually has a UFC Seattle vlog on the Inside Fighting YouTube channel. So definitely check that out.
Go peep, guys.
Some pretty cool moments.
Sweet.
Met some pretty cool people.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next up, we got Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine. Damn.
Divius. Yeah. Here, I can help you out with this one.
Davius. Yeah. You got this one, bro?
Yeah, Jasmine Divius.
Yeah, that's it. You guys fought on. This is the first of 3 women's fights we're going to be covering on this card. Ranked fight in the prelims where it belongs. No, but where it has been over the past few weeks. Jessica Andrade looked like she was making a little bit of a comeback after winning 2 fights in a row after losing 2. She beat Marina Rodriguez and Mackenzie Dern, but she then fought Natalya Silva and lost. Jasmine Divius is is on a 4-fight win streak. She's just coming off a win against Mayra Silva. At one point, Silva was kind of hyped up a little bit, but she's on a 3-fight losing streak, and Jasmine's one of those 3. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of an interesting fight. I think that Jasmine needs to secure a few takedowns to be able to win this fight. I think she's probably going to get outclassed on the feet. Last time she kind of did a stand-up fight, it was against Tracy Cortez, where she got outstroke 103-77, and then Tracy Cortez won that fight. I think Jessica Andrade's better on the feet. Problem is taking Andrade down isn't easy. And Jasmine doesn't have the best takedown accuracy. She's only got 44% takedown accuracy. I'm assuming she'll secure a couple and she'll probably win this fight, just being such a heavy favorite. But I think the takedowns have to happen. for her to be able to do that. And if she's struggling with the takedown, she's just going to lose this fight.
Jasmine, yeah, you know, she's going to land those takedowns. It's inevitable, okay?
I think so.
Jessica Andrade, she's a former strawweight champion. Her losses, if you look back in her record right now, her losses come at flyweight when she goes up a division. Her wins are at strawweight. That's where she's good at. She's going up slightly to fight Jasmine here. And Jasmine's way bigger than her. She's 5'7" compared to 5'1". She's going to have the size. She's going to have the strength advantage. She's going to grapple. She's going to take her against the cage. This is a setup fight for Jasmine. I'm totally in on the Jasmine hype train. She's a favorite here for a reason. Feel good about it. I mean, don't feel good that she lost against Tracy Cortez, obviously, but
yeah.
I don't think
you got to lose one of those to go on a win streak, though, you know, and that's
exactly.
What she's done.
That's not going to be the knock to the downfall of her career, loss to Tracy Cortez. Jasmine's going to win here. She might even get the finish. I'm confident with Jasmine Divius money line. I think everyone should put this as a play in their parlays.
Yeah.
And not to say that I'm hating on Jessica Andrade. I just think it's a bad performance, a stylistic matchup for her. Like, Jasmine's going to be heavy grappling. She'll want to stand and bang. She won't be able to open up. Yeah. She won't be able to get to the center of the octagon and trade exchanges. I love Jessica Andrade. I think she's a dope fighter. I do like seeing when she's on her win streaks, but it's not going to be in Canada against one of Canada's most hyped fighters right now, especially – even though she's in the female division, she is one of Canada's most hyped up fighters right now. Yeah. So shout out Canada. She's a lock.
Shout out Canada. I think it's funny because like you look at Jessica Andrade and she's kind of like it feels like old versus new, you know, where Jasmine's like up and coming, but Jasmine's 3 years older than Jessica Andrade. It's just interesting to look at. But
I think she's younger in her like UFC experience. Like,
agreed.
Yeah, like she doesn't have the wear and tear that Jessica does.
100%.
You know, 100%. Even though she is
older, she's 26 and 13,
she's younger in her career than
Yeah.
Jessica is.
Yeah, like Jessica's got 39 fights under her belt, and Jasmine's only got 16. Right.
You know, that's a big,
definitely some wear and tear there.
Yeah.
Another Canadian, Mike Malo, is taking on Charles Radke. I saw Mike Malo fight in Edmonton when it was Moreno versus Albazi, that card. That was a decent card. I'm not too hot on Mike Malo. I actually thought he was gonna win that fight. I think I predicted, but I'm just like not too impressed with him as a fighter. I don't think overall. He'll stick around. He'll win some. He'll lose some. But I don't really think he'll crack like the top 10 even in the division. But yeah, both of them are coming off of a win. Mike Malo beat Trevin Giles. Ratke beat another like impossible last name, Matthew Semmelsberger. I think they're pretty similar when it comes to like their stats. You see like they have similar strikes. They get hit about the same amount of times. Mike's got a little bit more of a ground game, but Ratke's never been taken down in the UFC. So it'll be a close fight. I'm probably going with Charles Ratke just because I think he's going to come in a little less technical and just kind of come out swinging. And I think it's going to favor him. I think Mike gets hit a decent amount, and I think he gets bloodied up pretty often too. I think he got bloodied up against Trevin, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty bad, yeah, I remember that.
And that fucks you up like bad. Like as tough as these guys are, like you start getting blood in your eyes, you can't see. And if you can't see a punch coming, you're getting hit again. I think Ratke's going to get the upset win here against Mike Malo.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see how favorable he is on the line here. I guess just because he's in Canada fighting in front of his home crowd, he does kind of have that hype as Canada's hyping him up as one of our best fighters as well. But like you said, he got hurt in his last fight. Like he got all bloodied up. And Charles Ratke, he's coming off of a knockout himself. And then before that, he got knocked out by Carlos Prates. That's really when I found out about him. He got knee to the stomach, kind of similar to what RDR did to Bo Nickel last weekend, which was insane. Just clean knocked him out like that. But Charles Ratke is going to be looking. These two are going to be head hunting, man. This one's not going to be taken to the ground. There's no reason for it. This isn't going to be like, oh, let me try to win 2 out of 3 rounds. These guys are going to put it all on the line here in front of his home crowd too. I don't see this one going to distance. I don't feel confident in betting either fighter. I think both of them could land a punch and knock their opponent out. So if I was to bet this one, I would just bet this one not to go to decision. That's the only real read I have on this fight, is that it won't go the distance.
Yeah. No, I think that's
all
a
I
fair
got.
game. Sorry, my computer's like lagging like crazy. I can't see anything.
I was like, I thought you were like, go on with the take. I was like, that's all I really got. I just don't think this one's going to go see the distance. I'd be surprised to see it get out of the second round, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So 1 second, I'm trying to come back here. I think I'm back now. Then I agree with you. This fight
haven't seen this guy in a long time. Gonna go start up the grill and get some chicken season, boys. I'll check in with you guys on Saturday. Let's go, Gibbs. Shout out to you.
Let's go. Firing up the grill. Gotta love it. Opening up the main card, we got Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Kyle Prepolek. Kyle's making his UFC debut on less than a week's notice. Benoit Saint-Denis was supposed to fight Joel Alvarez. He is a 10-1 favorite for a reason. Benoit Saint-Denis, like outside of his like most recent losses where he looked decent against Poirier, I feel like Marcano kind of pieced him up. But he still looked good. He's still kind of a killer. I think he might have been a little overhyped going into the Dustin Poirier fight in hindsight. You know, I thought he was like during the fight, I thought he was fairly hyped, but looking back at it, probably a little overhyped. I think Benoit should take this one easy. It's his fight to lose. He's better at absolutely everything when you look at the stats. And he's going up against a guy who's making his debut and only has a handful of fights under his belt. So I got Benoit Saint-Denis.
Yeah, I'm looking back at this new guy. I'm all in on BSD as well. I don't feel like there's any value in adding him into any parlays or betting him straight up, but he is going to win this fight against somebody making their UFC debut. This guy had 2 canceled bouts in 2024, had 1 fight in 24. Okay. Another 2 canceled bouts. He got a win here. Okay. I'm just looking through, seeing where he's fought in PFC. Never even heard of that fight promotion.
Yeah,
and then he fought
BTC.
in BTC. And
he's fighting in Bitcoin League, bro.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, Bitcoin's been taking a dive. This guy's going to be taking a dive, hitting his head to the canvas. Give me BSD to get the finish within the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I like that. Next fight, a little bit more exciting of a fight, honestly. We got Alexa Grasso taking on Natalya Silva. I think this is going to be a great fight. I saw Alexa Grasso get just absolutely mauled at UFC 306 at the
Say what it was. Yep.
Say what it was. All 3 of Alexa's last 3 fights have been against Valentina Shevchenko. It was a bit of a weird like championship run for her because she won the championship against Valentina in a fight where she was losing, in my opinion, but she got a great submission, won the belt, fought Valentina again. Fight ended in a draw in a fight where most people, including myself, thought Alexa Grasso won, or Valentina Shevchenko won.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got mauled in their last meetup. So she's not the champ anymore. Natalya Silva, Valentina is a beast, most definitely. Like, we'll touch on this after, but Valentina showed a whole different kind of scope of what she's able to do in the octagon against Alexa Grasso. But Natalya Silva, she's 6-0, coming off of a win against Jessica Andrade, where she dominated her on the feet. She outlanded 117-250. We got a parlay sent in here. BSD Jazz Belal plus 114. Kind of feels like a bad odds for that parlay.
Yeah,
they're all
favorites. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree with that one though.
Yeah, I do too.
But yeah, I think Natalya Silva, she's got great takedown defense. I don't think it's going to be much of a fight on the ground. She takes the edge when it comes to her BJJ. She's got a lot more submission wins than Alexa Grasso has. She's got seven wins by sub, 5 by knockout. Alexa is at 4 knockouts and 2 subs, both going to decision a bunch. I I think Natalya is just a better all-around fighter. I really like Alexa. I'd want for Alexa to win, but I think it's kind of time for something new in the division, and Natalya Silva is that, and I think she's going to get the win here.
Yeah. Where Alexa Grasso may be better than her is the grappling, right? But I mean, Natalya Silva also has a win over Jasmine Divius, who's great on the ground, coming off of a win over Jessica Andrade. She's got so many names under her belt now. And what she's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fight win streak. Can't go against the streak here, man. She's hot. She's winning.
Samantha knows best, bro. Samantha knows best.
Yeah, you don't bet against the streak, man. Not here, not in this spot. This could have been a championship fight, you know, if Alexa Grasso was holding the belt and giving some new blood, some new competition in the division a chance. I see Natalya Silva getting the win here. I think it could be it's a 3-round fight, correct?
Yeah, it's a 3-round fight.
I mean, she's only got to win 2 rounds, guys. Like, and that can come with just simply control time. It doesn't have to be crazy significant strikes that cut Alexa Grasso and things like that. So I think Natalya Silva is just the safer bet here. She is the favorite, I believe, as well, which is respectable. I think she deserves that because Grasso coming off of that loss. So give me Natalya Silva here. I don't think it's going to be the craziest performance ever. I think she's going to be relatively safe here, not taking too many risks and chances against Grasso, kind of letting the fight play out to what Grasso brings at her. I don't think she's going to be the one taking chances. I think she actually has they both have everything to lose here. This is a big opportunity for her. I don't think she messes it up. Give me Natalya Silva here. Money line. Love it.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same page as you. Feature fight of the night. We got Jose Aldo taking on Aiemann Zahabi. Also saw Aiemann Zahabi fight at UFC Edmonton. He's mainly known for his brother, who's GSP's former coach. I think his name's Faraz Zahabi.
Yep.
Aiemann looked really good at UFC or at UFC Edmonton. He landed 109 shots against Pedro Munoz. Kind of pieced him up on the feet there. I think Pedro left pretty damaged as well, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember that fight?
No, I don't really.
No, I think he was pretty swollen in the face. I could be wrong.
This was
I think I saw him in the hotel after, and he just didn't look great. But yeah, it's an interesting fight. Like this is kind of like a striker versus striker matchup. I don't think we're gonna see this fight go. Oh, Rogue is back.
That's good, Rogue. Yes, sir.
Been good, bro. We missed you last week, bro. You weren't here, I don't think. Was he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's good, Rogue.
Missed out.
Welcome, bro. How the hell are you?
I think this fight's gonna stay on the feet. It's a tough one to pick because I think Jose Aldo is gonna be better on the feet. But Aimann's good. I think he is. I think he'll be tactical. I think he'll be reserved. I think he's gonna kind of pick his shots a little bit, and I think he can get the win. I kind of want to go with the underdog. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I'm gonna go Jose Aldo. But I'm probably not gonna bet on this fight because I can't see it go both ways. I think just growing up against like elite coaching and elite fighters, right? Like he saw his brother coaching all these high level guys, learned a lot. We haven't seen a ton of him. So I think there's a lot of potential for him to be decent. He's just old.
Yeah. I mean, King of Rio versus the King of Canada. You mentioned his brother. They train together, right? I think they work with GSP and all that. So I think he's going to have relatively a good game plan to defeat Jose Aldo here. We've seen Jose Aldo lose these close decisions now to what's his face, Mario Batista, and you know he's kind of declining now, guys. We hate to say it, but he's 10 years ago he would have killed this guy if we saw this matchup get booked.
Yeah.
But now I'm not too sure. Is he still got the speed? Is he still got the power? Does he still have what it takes to get a finish? Will he be headhunting or will he be too patient? I'm a little too worried to put my money on Jose Aldo here. And like you said, I don't love to bet on the underdog. I don't love to bet on Zahabi here in this spot against somebody as powerful and as big of a legend that Jose Aldo is. But I think I will. I think I'll sprinkle a few bucks on Zahabi here, underdog, to just win rounds. He's got to win 2 rounds. We've seen it done before. Evade his striking, get him up to the cage, clinch him, take him to the ground if you can. Although Jose Aldo does have great takedown defense, so I'm not sure if he's going to land the takedowns that I could maybe see him getting, but he will be offensively going towards that, clinching him up, bringing the fight to Aldo. I think that will be his game plan to win here. Zahabi, the fans will, I think we'll see the fans get behind him a little bit here. We won't see Jose Aldo get knocked out or anything crazy, so it won't be like fans in distraught, oh, this guy just killed a legend or anything like that. He's going to win a close decision, I feel, and the crowd will give him some flowers, and Jose Aldo will I'm not sure what's next for him here. If he loses to Zahabi, 15th ranked, he's out of the top 15. Like, I don't know what's next for him. Maybe it's time to hang it up for Aldo if he loses here. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Aldo's looked okay recently. Like, he's got 3 wins in his last 5. And he did beat like a bit of a prospect, Jonathan Martinez, who was on a 6-5 win streak. And he didn't look, I don't think, too bad.
That was a great fight.
Where he was just kind of held. I think a lot of people actually thought Jose Aldo might have even won that fight because he landed more strikes then. So I think that he's got more to offer. He's not going to be going into like the top 5 anytime soon or ever again, but I think he's got a little bit left in the tank. I just think, yeah.
Well, Zahabi is also kind of coming. He's getting more hot here as he's getting older. Well, Aldo's kind of cooling off a little bit, but we're seeing Zahabi kind of picking up the heat. So I think he has the right game plan here. We see him have the bigger moments. Surprisingly, having some bigger moments against Aldo. It's going to be nuts to watch, but I think he does it. Maybe he lands a big body slam takedown or something that takes the air out of the room or something like that. I think he just attacks this fight, attacks Jose Aldo, because he can't be on your back foot against somebody as skillful as Aldo. So I think he's just going to stick to the game plan, win a close decision, and I don't really care to see what big matchups for him next. Like, I don't think there are any. Obviously, I'd rather see some Jose Aldo matchups in bantamweight here. I wish he was a little higher in the rankings like he was about a year ago. It's unfortunate to see that he's on this little decline, but I think the flame might be out. So give me Zahabi. Zahabi.
Zahabi.
Zahabi.
Zahabi is the new world order pronunciation.
That's so funny. Zahabi is the new world.
Zahabi.
No.
Cody is not known for his pronunciations.
It's getting clipped.
Odds for Cody getting like 3 names right in one of these lives is like plus 500. So,
Don't expect me to be in the next Bruce Buffer, boys.
Yeah, that's how we're gunning for it. Valentina Shevchenko is taking on Manon Fiorot in the co-main event here. Valentina, we kind of touched on her when we talked about Alexa, but her last 3 fights have been against Alexa. Most recently coming off of a win, getting her title back. I know Valentina Shevchenko has always been like very well-rounded, but I think she was always mainly known for just kind of the power she's had in her hands and being really good on her feet. And what she showed us against Alexa is that she can do it all. Like, she doesn't need to outstrike you. She will just hammer the takedowns away if needed. 4 of her 7 fights before Alexa ended in knockout. And then, so the takedowns have also kind of shown, like, she had 16 takedowns in the fights against Alexa Grasso. So in 3 fights, she had 16 takedowns. But Beneil is a different beast, bro. Like, she's coming in hot. She's on a 12-fight win streak. She's 7-0 in the UFC. She's really good on her feet. She's a little bit bigger than Valentina Shevchenko in terms of height as well. I swear she had better takedown defense as well. I don't know. I thought she had a 93% takedown defense. I don't know where I pulled that from. Could be tripping. Maybe the graphic is wrong, but that's what I have in my notes. 1 second. Let me confirm that. No, 61% takedown defense. I don't know why I got 93% written down. But she's really good on her feet. She landed 172 strikes against Erin Blanchfield, and only got hit 130 times. I think it's tough to pick against Valentina. I think that they're pretty even all around. But with Manon being so hot right now, and Valentina being a little bit older, I think it might be time for a new champ. I kind of want to go with Fiorot here, but it's so tough picking against such a dominant champion in Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I like Manon Fiorot too. I don't love that her last win was against Erin Blanchfield in a 5-round decision. Don't love that. I wish she could have got the finish there. She threw 369 strikes in that fight. So like she was throwing everything at Erin to get her out of there and still couldn't get it done. So if she does that same thing, throws everything at Valentina Shevchenko, won't be able to get it done, I'm not too sure. Can she land takedowns against Valentina Shevchenko? Can she do these things? I'm not too sure. And it's an age thing. She's had all these fights. She's been all these championship fights. I'm kind of leaning towards Valentina Shevchenko here. I know she's the French fighter, first champion for France in Montreal. This could be a huge moment for Manon Fiorot. And if she does it, I'm going to be an instant fan. I'm going to love it. But Valentina Shevchenko is somebody who I used to call the GOAT. I used to say she is the GOAT of the female fighters ever. Like Amanda Nunes, these fighters, I was like all in on Valentina Shevchenko's skills, which I still am until Manon Fiorot could prove it in this fight. I'm going to lean towards Valentina Shevchenko. Underdog, kind of crazy because she's defended the belt so many times. And this being a new competition who's never fought. Oh, no, she just came off a 5-round fight. So I can't say she's never fought a 5-round fight, but the experience definitely lies in Valentina Shevchenko's court here. Kind of similar to what I said with the Jasmine Divius fight and Jessica Andrade, where Moreau's the younger fighter, and she's got way less experience, which means like she's the healthier girl coming into this one, where Valentina's fought so many wars. She's older. She's kind of reached her peak. Will this be the fall of Valentina Shevchenko? Will she lose her title here? If she gets dominated, will they even give her the rematch? It could be a hard downfall here for Valentina Shevchenko, but I got to see it to believe it. And what I've seen from Valentina Shevchenko is that she could beat the best of the best time and time again. She knows how to win fights. She's got to win 3 out of 5, man. She could do it, I believe. Give me Valentina.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that pick. I think she's the safe pick, even though she's the underdog.
It's crazy that she's an underdog here. I see some value in it.
Yeah, no, I feel that. All right. Yeah, the least exciting fight on the card. Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. This is Belal's first time defending the belt since he beat Leon Edwards back in July. Like we mentioned before, we were looking at tickets, and it seems to be half sold out, which is not typical for the UFC because they sell out almost everywhere they go. But a lot of empty seats so far with 2 days to go. Belal obviously coming off of a win. It's his 10th in a row, and he dominated Leon Edwards. He had 9 takedowns. He had more strikes than him at 68-47. He looked better all around. He slammed him on his head. He looked good against Leon, and he showed us that he can strike against Leon as well. And that's improved. And he's kind of been showing that fight after fight that it's slowly been improving. I think that this is a bit of a rushed title fight for Jack Della Maddalena. It makes sense looking at it because like the next up would probably be like Sean Brady potentially. Well, it should be Shafkat, but I think Shafkat's injured. Sean Brady just got a big win. He's kind of looking like he'd be next up, but Belal's already beaten him, so that fight didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And Jack Della Maddalena, although he's 5th ranked, he is on a he's on a 17-fight win streak. He lost his first 2 pro fights, and then he hasn't lost since. And he's 7-0 in the UFC so far. I think you need better takedown defense to beat someone like Belal. 70% is pretty good. He's going to need that. He's going to need every ounce of that takedown defense to kind of perform on Saturday. I think that if Belal all of a sudden comes in, he's like, yo, my striking is improved. Let me prove it again against this guy. I think that could actually be a bad thing for Belal. I don't think he needs to, as much as he needs to kind of, he doesn't need to prove himself, but he just needs to be more exciting for people to like him, and he needs a finish in there, or a few more. This isn't the fight to make it happen. If you can finish him on the ground, by all means, don't spend too much time on the feet, and he'll get an easy win. I still think that Jack's a very solid opponent, but even though he's got the 70% takedown defense, he got taken down 7 times against Gilbert Burns. And if Gilbert Burns takes you down 7 times, I think Belal's going to take you down a lot more if he wants to. And as much as I don't care for this fight too much, it actually does have like pretty big implications based on the result of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tapora vacated his belt, moved up to try and fight Islam. That's what he was promised. It seems like they're kind of holding out to see what happens in this fight, because I think Islam wants to move up and fight for the welterweight belt. But he doesn't want to fight Belal, at least from what they've said in the past. I know they had a bit of a falling out. But I think he'd fight Jack. So if Jack wins, we're probably going to see Jack versus Islam.
Yep.
If Belal wins, which is what I think will happen, we will see Tapora versus Islam announced for International Fight Week, in my opinion. But yeah, again, probably breaking news. Donald Trump had brought TKO. What would this mean for the UFC and WWE? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he actually bought it. This guy's name is America Lover.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I knew he's got Donald Trump as his picture.
Yeah. Anyway, I got Belal. Yeah, that's it.
You're not taking Jack Della Maddalena coming from the land down under. No?
I would love to see it. I'm the biggest Belal hater, bro.
I know you are.
I would love to see Belal lose. I just don't think it's going to happen.
17 fight win streak from JDM here, coming off of that close win against Gilbert Burns. You were saying that he got taken down. He was losing that fight up until he got the knockout in the 3rd round with 50 seconds left or something like that. He also broke his hand in that fight pretty seriously. Recovery throughout embedded and his camp hasn't been the best. Like, I remember watching a YouTube video of Jack Della Maddalena training like 2 months ago, and his teammates were like, oh, it's so good to see him back in here, just being able to throw punches and stuff, because his hand was so messed up for so long that he wasn't even able to like train sparring. So I think he should have had another test before Belal. I would have loved to see him against Sean Brady. I would have loved to see him against Leon Edwards. I think those would have been 2 great fights. Gets promoted to this title shot out of nowhere. Shavkat had to pull out due to some back injury. Now I don't think Shavkat's going to be touching the title for a long time. I mean, his last win was a close one against Ian Gary, and before that was Stephen Boy Thompson. So I think if he comes back in a year, he's not going to be due a title shot. I think he's going to have to earn that title shot, even though he's undefeated, has all the hype in the world. I don't think that matters. He has to come back into the UFC, prove himself against somebody in the top 5, like an Ian Gary. Again, they could run that back and promote it for a second fight. They could do the Sean Brady fight as the #1 contender. So there's some stuff for Shavkat that I just don't think it's going to lead right to the next title shot against Belal or JDM after this one. So don't love this matchup. I think Belal has the advantage in the wrestling, like you said. I don't think Jack Della Maddalena has the most crazy takedown defense. I mean, anybody in the world could sprawl, but if Belal's constant on it, you've seen what he could do to Leon Edwards, pick him up, slam him on his head. But what worries me is Belal's been hyping up this fight as he's going to be standing and banging, show off his Canelo hands, prove that he's the best boxer in the UFC. I mean, and if he does box with JDM, get the win here, and he has a win already over Leon Edwards, I mean, those are 2 pretty elite strikers in his division. He could continue stacking these wins over these guys. We're talking a Belal legacy here, man. We're talking remember the name. We're talking if he gets JDM, he beats Leon Edwards, he beats a Shavkat, he beats an Ian Gary, he beats these guys. Nobody's done that in welterweight. His goal is to be the best welterweight of all time. That's Belal's goal. I think this man's on a mission. I think he's underhyped. Also, another thing that scares me about this one is Belal's been an underdog in his past 5 fights, I believe, and he's won all of those fights, getting them to this spot. And now he's finally a favorite. So I don't know if they're trying to trick me out of betting Belal here as a favorite. I'm so conflicted, dude. I'm so conflicted. I can't root for. Can I? I don't know.
No, nobody's rooting for
I'm so
Belal, but you got to make money, right?
I'm so stuck. Yeah, I don't think Della Maddalena is going to knock out Belal. I just don't. No. And can he? Is his arm fully healed? Will he be 100% in this fight? I'm not even too sure. Like, is he more injury prone? Can something bad happen to him in this fight to where now he is getting taken down? Now he is letting these things happen to him, just like Gilbert Burns did, because those takedowns weren't happening until his arm was broken. So give me Belal. I'm going to be smart in this one. I think he wins of 49-46 decision or something very close, like a 4 rounds to 1.
We got a comment on IG or on YouTube. JDM's arm is good. He's choked me off last night.
Oh, wow.
That's insider information.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, if he's good, eh? No, I don't think
Brandon and Rogue don't like each other.
I don't see him getting the knockout. I don't. I think Belal is going to grind his way to a decision. I think he was just promoting the fight when he said he's going to be standing and banging, showing off his Canelo hands, whatever. As soon as he feels Jack Della Maddalena's hands, we just heard from Gilbert Burns on an interview on Inside Fighting that JDM has potentially the hardest hands in the division right now. So we'll see. Once Belal feels that power, I think he goes right into his game plan of getting the takedowns. He's super smart. He knows how to win fights. He's been in this position before. Let's see him defend the title. He also has been calling to go up a division. I think even if Belal wins, there's still potential for that Islam to come fight for interim title at 170, because Belal's calling for a fight at DDP. He's calling to go up as well. So I think a lot of these fighters want to win the belt, defend the belt once, and go up a division. I don't love it, but I mean, if that means Islam could move up and fight for an interim, and that means that Ilia could move up and fight for an interim, I think that could happen as well. Like, could you imagine Islam Makhachev moves up, vacates his belt, and now we see like an Ilia versus Paddy the Batty for interim title in Spain or something wild like that? There's crazy possibilities that could happen.
Yeah.
Whether Belal wins or loses, I don't think is the craziest thing. Like, I don't think Jack Della Maddalena needs to win here for Islam to move up to 170. I don't believe that. Islam's kind of been not fighting, not worried about anything. So I think he's just waiting to move up anyways. So I'm leaning towards Belal in this one. Boring, gets it done, close decision, or not even close decision, just gets it done, wins like 3 or 4 out of 5 rounds. Boring, gets booed, whatever. He wins, he retains, and then he gets on the mic and calls out DDP. I hate it, but it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. We got the comments are going off right now. I was reading them the whole time you were talking.
What's good? Rogue and Brandon
Rogue going up against each other here. Islam will move up. I think Islam will move up eventually. I just think that the UFC is going to force him to fight Tapora. I think it's going to get messy if all these fighters are vacating belts, moving up, doing whatever they want, like it just, it's not good for the UFC. They want those long-term champions, the guys that keep defending the belt.
True.
Islam's already done that, obviously. But they already allowed it with Tapora, which was like a little premature in hindsight. They should have kept him in the division a little longer, but I don't know if they'll allow it.
I don't know if Islam Makhachev really wants that Ilia Tapora fight. Although I think it does way more for his legacy if he gets the win, but I think it's like it would tarnish his legacy and go all towards like literally fucking
Ilia Tapora
beat Islam Makhachev, he would be like the Space Jam putting his hand on the ball and taking all of this guy's powers away. And like if he does that to Volkanovski, Max Holloway, Islam Makhachev, like Ilia Tapora will have all these. Ilia Tapora will be the GOAT. If he beats Islam Makhachev, He beats Alex Volkanovski. He beats Max Holloway. He knocks them all out clean. We can't deny this guy, man. He
100%. But I think Islam thinks he can beat anyone in the UFC.
Pound for pound #1 for like 2-3
Yeah.
years now. I actually pick Islam to win against Ilia Tapora, but it's not a popular pick from what I'm seeing from the public. But I think Islam Makhachev has the skills to out-grapple this guy. And I mean, like 2-3 years ago, we wouldn't be talking about Ilia Tapora the way we are talking about him now. Like, he wasn't fighting the craziest guys. He was fighting, who was he fighting like 2 years ago? Not the GOATs.
Bryce Mitchell took Ilia down half blindfolded.
There we go. Bryce Mitchell, you know what I mean? And
it's
now Bryce
close
Mitchell's
fight.
top 15.
It's a closer fight than most people think. And Ilia walks around pretty heavy. So I don't think I think in height he's a little bit shorter, but I don't think he's that much smaller than Islam. That's walking around weight.
That's another reason why I think Islam Makhachev will move up to 170 is just because, like, every weight cut he has, he looks completely drained. Inside Fighting just made a video about it as well. Like, he looks so bad during his weight cuts. And he looks more like a welterweight naturally. Like, he walks around 190. If he cuts to 170, that makes way more sense than cutting to 155. So I think he really is pushing to move up a division. Belal and him, obviously, they agreed. They don't want to fight each other. Right after Belal won, they said they would never fight each other. So
I don't even think Islam means that, bro. I don't think he fucks with Belal that heavy. He's not like part of their crew.
Yeah, I mean, Belal definitely is reaching more than Islam's reaching in that relationship. Like, Belal is talking more like, oh, I would never fight him. We train together. That's my brother, whatever. We don't really hear that from Islam Makhachev. We only hear that from Belal's side. But I think Islam's like, yeah, that's my brother, whatever. Like, I won't fight him.
Playing nice guy.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the nice guy in the relationship.
Yeah. But no, there's going to be some decent fights this weekend, I think. It is the worst pay-per-view of the year so far.
For sure.
It probably will be the worst one, just like overall. Like, you look at UFC 316, you got Merab O'Malley. Even Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena is going to be a fun fight.
Yeah.
317, I don't think was announced. 318 is Holloway Poirier. Like, way better main events. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That wraps up today. I think we have who's fighting next.
The card after this, I think it's
Gilbert Burns, Michael Morales.
Yes.
Which that'll be a fun one to cover. We got Myron Santos is going to be on that card, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but fuck it. Inside Fighting interviewed him today, so watch that interview come out soon. We got Myron Santos, and every Thursday we go live 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Go follow Cody Talks IF. Cody breaks down a bunch of fights, and he does a bunch of other videos on his Instagram page, and he goes live every single Saturday. I think he'll probably be live for the prelims this Saturday, which would start like 7 p.m. Central, something like that.
It's going to be a long live stream. We're going to watch 9 fights. It's going to be like 6 hours long. We're going to maybe have some drinky poos. We're going to have a good time. Place some bets.
Yes, sir. Maybe I'll make a little sneak appearance. Maybe I'll join in with the boys while we watch.
Ooh.
Little sneaky guest appearance.
Somebody has something sneaky planned for Saturday. So all I'm saying is tune in for Saturday because this guy has a box and I don't know what's in it. And it's really trolling me because I really want to know. I'm not good with surprises.
2 boxes?
2 boxes!
Holy fuck.
What could it be? What could it be? Leave guesses in the comments.
What could it be?
I actually have no clue.
We got some gifts coming in for Cody Talks IF. But anyways, it's been a pleasure. If you haven't already, if you're watching on Instagram, please follow. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Appreciate y'all coming back every single week. And like Brandon said, we deserve more live viewers. So in the future, make sure to share these lives. We appreciate it all. And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.